on your way to the world's greatest wildlife sanctuary, Kruger National Park in the Union of South Africa. Here, the largest variety of untamed animal life exists as nature originally intended. The park is the same size as Massachusetts and owes its origin largely to Paul Kruger, one-time president of the old Transvaal Republic. What a contrast this is for the tourist who's never seen lions or elephants, except as they pace discontentedly behind the bars of a city zoo or circus.
Welcome back to Kruger National Park.
Previously on Get Out Go. We kicked off our stay in the Kruger at Punta Maria. We then headed for Xingwetsi, where we explored the area and its history. We also looked at some of the floods the park has seen. We then headed for our favorite camp in the park, Tsenze Rustic Camp. We had a great stay here with friends and we're about to head out further south. So this is the Tropic of Capricorn. We've actually been here a few times. I'll show you some of the photos. And we've actually stopped along the Tropic of Capricorn in a few countries. I think a pretty cool trip would be to do all of them. South America, Africa, Australia. That'd be pretty cool. It's a short 43-kilometer, 1-hour drive to our next destination, Letaba. Heiko, Teresa, and Amaz on their way home. Thanks for the great company, guys, and all the meals. Much appreciated.
We're very fed by them.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah. We stopped here at the Tropic of Capricorn, and we are now on our way to our next stop, which is Letaba. And then we'll stay there one evening. Then we'll move on to Satara for one evening, and then 2 evenings at Rula and Pretoriaskop, and then Die Voetpad in Kloof. We saw a lot of elephants this morning, so I'll show you some of that.
And lots of babies.
Yeah, lots of baby elephants. Elephant numbers in Kruger and in southern Africa in general are a bit concerning. They are high. So that's something we will discuss in our documentary series, so look out for that. Also remember to look out for the code word to win yourself one of those indiflate units. Here's some elephants, let's have a look. Welcome to Letaba camp. Happy to report the ablutions look a lot better. They've completely redone the one block. I can see the male bathrooms. These look really great, thanks guys. And they're still busy with the ladies, and I presume the other ones will still be done as well. Not our usual type of campsite. It's very traditional sort of campsite. I think in season it can get really busy in here. We did find a nice little spot here, so let me show you around, and then we've got a video going live just now, which you would have seen a few weeks ago, and then we'll do a game drive. The campsites are fairly spacious and most have some shade. There are kitchenettes with hot water, wash-up basins and electric stovetops. The bathrooms were neat and tidy at the time of this video. If you want more information about these campsites in the series and campsites in Southern Africa in general, feel free to go to getoutgo.co.za and just follow the campsites link. Let's take a drive around the area. So this is the Letaba bridge, that's the Letaba river. We usually stop here. You can get out between the yellow lines, and we've taken a few shots here before, so I'll show you some of those. I can't believe this was 17 years ago. We've come to the restaurant for a bite to eat and for some signal to do the live chat. Most of the large camps in Kruger have restaurants. This one has a great view of the Letaba River. So we're on our phones because we're live with you guys. Watch out where you park here. You don't want dents from falling sausage fruit. You'll also find a life-size elephant statue by Phil Minnar in front of the Elephant Hall, a museum dedicated to large tuskers. Each camp also has a sightings board where you can list and view recent game sightings. Another tough day in Africa. At camp is also where we usually pore over maps. Where should we go next? Give us some suggestions in the comments. Good morning. It is raining. It's not so great when you have to pack up in the rain, but we are thankful for it because it's a lot cooler. It's still a bit humid, but not as hot. We're just packing up, then we'll head to reception because I had made a little boo-boo. It should have been Maroela first, then Satara, then Pretoria Scoop. Otherwise the last day we'll have like an 8-hour drive. The distances aren't that long, it's just that you can only drive 40 or 50 kilometers an hour, so it could be a very long day. So we're just going to change that and then we'll hit the road to Maroela camp. It is very wet. I don't think we're complaining about it though, because yesterday's heat was immense again. Still a bit humid.
Very.
I think that's one of the reasons we chose the setup we chose. Even in the rain, it's literally like a minute and a half, 2 minutes stop to close everything up and you're on your way again. So that works really well. Yet it's still comfortable enough to live in, pretty much. Like I mentioned earlier, I did make a little mistake on the booking. It's supposed to be Maroela before Satara, but they're offline now, so we'll see at Satara if we can change it there. Otherwise the last day is going to be a long drive. I don't think we're going to see much game today if this weather continues.
I hope thumbs.
Yeah,
I don't know how we're going to
thumbs.
film them, but hopefully we see them.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, enjoy the ride with us to Satara. It's a 71-kilometer, 2-hour drive to Satara, but we'll also stop at Olifants camp. Then we'll head west to our camp for the next 2 days, Maroela. So this is the lookout at Olifants Camp. Olifants Camp is all chalets and a little bit more luxury stay, so we're not staying here. It does have a satellite camp called Baluli, which is small. It's not bad, not one of our favorites though. It's a great place to stop over to have a look at this view of the Olifants River, especially in flow like it is now. So yeah, I thought I'll come grab a coffee. And special thanks to Una at the reception here that sorted out our bookings. Really great, awesome, friendly service. Thank you very much. Okay, so we just had a quick stop here at Olifants, as I mentioned. Good place to stop over. And all the staff here are very, very friendly. So service is great here.
Yeah, these guys are amazing. At the reception, you already said we had Una. Una was just amazing helping us. Thank you, Una.
Yeah, it's always great to have great service. Our GPS says about 2.5 hours drive to Auckland. You have to check into Auckland if you want to stay at Tambuti or Maroela. Tambuti is a tented camp, which is pretty nice actually, and right next to it, but kind of separated, is Maroela, where we're headed. A quaint little camp, I quite like it, and the game viewing's usually been great. So we'll be there for the next 2 nights, and then back to Satara. There I want to show you the S100. That's a prime real estate in the Kruger. It's usually pretty good for game driving. So it stopped raining for the moment. It does still very cloudy. It's humid, but it's not as bad as yesterday. So I think we've had our fair share of heat waves this last few weeks. All right, let's head to Maroela. So is it still worth coming to Kruger National Park? We really like the likes of Tsenze, so if there were more of those sort of camps, we would obviously visit those. And especially the big camps like Skukuza, Satara aren't my favorites. But some of the game viewing around Satara especially is great. So, and I think out of season, it's not bad. It's not been bad. It was great to see Letaba actually, maintaining their bathrooms. That's a good sight to see. I think we'll answer this question ultimately at the end of the series. But for the moment, we've been having a great time. Even though it's traditional sort of campsites and you consider this very commercial. We haven't seen any crowds. Game viewing's been good, the camping's been good, so for the moment, I think especially if you're out of season, it's not bad at all. We've picked a campsite and now we're on our first game drive in the area. I was just wondering, what would this place be like if sanparks went a different way, like DWNP did in Botswana, and all of this was, low volume, wild or bush camps instead of the sort of traditional, camps you have in here now. They probably wouldn't get as many visitors, but I think it would be a totally different experience.
I think it would be a great experience, but yeah, they wouldn't drive the volumes that they drive now.
Yeah, so I think this is some of the complaints we have heard from people that, Kruger's just become a zoo. I think you have to be careful where you go and when you go, more so. We've had incidents where, when it's in season, that it can get a little chaotic and you get to a sighting and there's, 6 or 7, 10 cars sometimes. And if you didn't get it in the previous episode, safari etiquette is you stop, you wait your turn, you look at the sighting, you take your pictures, and you move on. If you didn't know, that's how it works. Don't hog a sighting, let everybody get their turn. But, having said that, the Masai Mara, you have a sighting and there's like 40 of these minibuses with, guys peering out the tops. So I suppose that's what makes Botswana very special. Yes, it's expensive, but it's low volume, and you're really camping out here without any fences or anything like that. I would suggest to sanparks, do make a few campsites like that. Why not? I think people would pay a premium to camp like that, and usually folks that camp that way, understand the risks. There are some ordinary ranger camps that you can book, and these are unfenced, but I think it comes with a ranger, and then there's X amount of walks a day, so I suppose that could work. We might try one of those. They are fairly pricey though, I will tell you that. And again, it's not like Botswana where you are bush camping and you can just go your own merry way. This is now a very organized thing again. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? What would it be like if Kruger had camps like, the Moremi, for instance? Very interested to know that. We're on the S106, I think. It's a dirt road. Not seeing much. We are looking for wild dogs. There were sightings yesterday and today in this sort of area, so we'll probably work our way back down the H7 and see if they are still around. That's probably one of our favorite sightings. We have seen them twice, I think, in Kruger. And of course, that one spectacular sighting we had on Sunday Pan in the central Kalahari. So we found those wild dogs. They're just here on the S107. It's one that looks sick. Unfortunately, it looks like some other neurological condition or something, and it's moaning. I don't actually know if they intervene with these guys because they're endangered, so highly endangered. Usually I know you don't intervene. I don't know if there's an exception with these guys, so we will check with the rangers when we get back to camp, and we'll let you know as well, obviously. I can't see the size of the pack because there's only sort of 2 guys lying in the road, and then there's some guys at the back and this one poor guy that's not feeling so well. I can't really see, but we'll try and show you as much as I can.
These are African wild dogs, also called painted wolves. They are highly endangered with only around 6,000 adults remaining in the wild. You'll see the alphas in the pack have radio collars, so researchers and rangers can track them. Every dog's pattern is unique, like a fingerprint. As it's cooling down, you can see these guys are getting ready to hunt. This poor guy seems to have something stuck in his throat. Wild dogs will usually look after sick or injured members of the pack.
So that was pretty wow. They started a hunt just behind us there. We couldn't show any of that, unfortunately. It's time to go back because the gate closes just now, so we will come back out tomorrow and look for these guys again. The one that's sick, it looks like he's got something stuck in his throat maybe, so we have reported that. We'll check that the rangers know about that. Like I said, normally in nature you don't interfere with these sort of things, but with endangered species, I think it's a little different. So they'll probably have to get a vet out, have him darted, and then remove whatever's stuck in his throat or something like that. So right now we're going back to the gate, as we've got about 15 minutes, and then we'll set up camp and show you around camp.
We ran into the same pack just further down the H7. This guy is looking nervous for a reason. And this is the reason. I really like this little camp and the surrounds. We're making pizza tonight. It's pretty easy to make in the Dutch oven, and you can use leftovers, which is great. Very tasty. In the next episode, we camp at Satara and then head further south to complete this adventure. We'll show you more history, campsites, and of course lots of wildlife.